In this video, I'd like to look at two little bash scripts that deal with the date command and the formatting of the output of the date command. So here's the first script. I'm running it in just some online emulator of bash. And so here I am going to run this code and then I'll talk about it. So the date command just pumps out the date and time. And this is sort of, it's not in, I have not done any work to put it into sort of my time zone. So there you have it. So I'm just pumping out the date, Thursday, January 20th, 16:05:34 UTC 2022. Okay, so there are a lot of pieces to sort of a date time. So that's what the formatting does, is sort of help you isolate the pieces, get the pieces that you want. So that usually comes with a plus and then a percent and some letter, and each one designates sort of a different aspect of the date time possible output. So the %y, as we see, is giving the year. So line 2, date space plus %y was giving the year, 2022, plus %m was giving a number corresponding to the month. So in some languages, when you ask for a month, it's sort of 0 based and you would get a 0 for January. But here in Bash, we are getting a 1, which is sort of nicer that we don't have to do any work to sort of add the 1 on our own. And plus %d gave us the day. So those are sort of simple components. We can put together more complicated components. And so in line 5, I'm just comparing various month formats. So it was the %m that we already saw, but there's also a %B and a %b, which will spell out the month or have a abbreviation for the month. So January or Jan. And then in the day, the %d that we saw in line 4, that was the number date of the month. But here in line 6, we see this is more about the day of the week. And so there's %u, which is going to give you a number. So starting, I think, with Monday. So Monday is 1, Tuesday 2, Wednesday 3, Thursday 4. And %a spells out the day, and then %a is an abbreviation for the day of the week. You can also, I don't have it here, but there's also a way to get which day of the year it is. So it might be the 176th day of the year. Since I happened to be running this in January, there wasn't enough distinction between it and the day of the month, so I sort of didn't include it. But it does exist, and you can find it. So with or without the parentheses, the parentheses, there are no parentheses. With or without the quotation marks, you can do this. So in 7, and I have just %y, %m, %d. So that gave me the year, the month, the day, sort of all stacked together. Or maybe I want to add my own delimiter of an underscore, so I can put that in, and I can have quotes or not have quotes. The effect is the same. So 8 and 9 give me the same result. If I want the overall date in a simple format of month, day, year, so that is more of an American version rather than a European version where they tend to put the day and then the month. That is %D. If I just want the time parts, I can do %T, and that is sort of, I guess, what I'll call a military time sort of 1600 hours. So that's corresponding to sort of 4 o'clock. So that is, I think, probably the time in England at this time. In 12, I'm showing different hours formats, so I can get the sort of, I don't know, non-military time. I can get it to subtract the 12 if we're in the afternoon, and so sort of come up with 4 something rather than 16 something. And I can separately get the minutes and the seconds with %M and %S. So that's just what I wanted to show you, how you can, from the date command, get individual pieces or put multiple pieces together in whatever order you want and with whatever delimiting that you might want. So in the second program that I'm going to show you here, I want to grab one of those pieces as a value of a variable and then do some kind of calculating with it. And so I'm going to show you 2 approaches for that, sort of how to take the output of a command and make that output a value that gets assigned to a variable. So I'm going to run the script, and it's telling me the year, and then it's doing some modulo division with the year. So I'm imagining that I was trying to figure out if it was a leap year or not. And so whether or not it's divisible by 4 or 100 is important for determining if a year is a leap year. Okay, so not an important calculation, but the idea is here. So here in 3 is my assignment statement. That year, again, in an assignment statement, no, you don't put a $sign when on the variable when you're assigning the variable a value. So year equals, no space around the equals in an assignment statement. And then one way to turn a command, the output of a command, into a value that gets assigned to a variable is to use a $sign and parentheses. So I put my command date plus %y, which is going to output the year, and I put it in $sign and parentheses, and that gives me, that takes that value and allows me to assign it to the variable year. And in 4, I echoed it out. And in 5, I wanted to do some math. And so again, to do math in bash, integer arithmetic, we use the keyword let. So let, I called it mod4, my variable let mod4 equal $sign year. Now I want the value of the year that I've assigned. So in 3, when I'm assigning it, there's no $sign. In 5, when I'm using it, there is a $sign. Also in 4, when I'm using it, there's a $sign. And %4 divides by 4 and takes the remainder, gives you the modulus. And I echo that out in 6. And then in 7, I do the same thing, but with dividing by 100 and taking the remainder and echoing it out in 8. There is another way to do this whole operation of running a command and taking its output and turning it into the value that gets assigned to a variable, and that is shown in 10, and that is with backticks. So line 10 gives the same effect as line 3. So I'm just doing everything all over again, but a different way. So I can take the command date space plus %Y to get the year, put it in backticks, and then I can take that answer 2022 and assign that value to the year, and then do various things I want with it. Echo it out, do some math with it, and etc. So that's what I wanted to show you. Thanks much for your attention.